welcome to this LibGDX tutorial. Today we are going to look at images and how to do simple manipulation with them. Basically we're going to use Scene2D, which allow you to manipulate elements without having to wonder how to draw them. You just basically place them and direct them as if you were a film director. So you just tell them where they are. You don't have to worry how to draw them or anything like that. Okay, so we're going to start from this image here, simple JPEG, and we are going to render it in 4 different places: normal size, on an angle, scaled by half, and then we are going to do a repeat pattern. Okay, we are going to start from basically the standard out-of-the-box LibGDX application, which displays this familiar logo. Okay, so we are going to use Scene2D. So the first thing we are going to do is we are not going to use a sprite batch. You can get rid of that. We are going to create a stage. Okay, so that's basically where all my action is going to happen. Basically that stage is going to, I'm going to initialize it in my create method, and I'm going to define that stage to be the size of the screen. Okay, so my stage is going to fill the entire screen. Okay, and then basically I won't need that method of this one. Every time the render method is going to be called, I'm going to ask the stage to act, take into consideration all the movements, and then to draw. Okay, I'm going to change the background color to be white. Alright, so let's create our first image. Here we have our texture. And we are going to load image.jpg. Okay, so image 1, we're going to declare an image, and that image is going to be based on that texture. Okay, we want that image to be in the bottom left. So in order to do that, we are going to put it a third of the screen on the left. So the third of the screen, we use GDX.graphics.getWidth by 3, and we are going to move it by half the image width. Okay, and we are going to put on the top third, so we are going to take something, GDX graphics, split by 3, and we want the second half of the screen. Okay, so that's the position, and now we can just add that image to our stage, and that's it. Wonderful. Okay. Now, second image. We're going to do the same thing, but this image is going to be rotated by 45 degree, on a 45 degree angle. So we declare image 2. Using the same texture. Okay. We're going to do the same thing, and instead of this image being on the top left, this one is going to be on the top right. So it's image 2 here. Now we want to some here. Image 2. Image 2. Okay, we are going to apply rotation. Rotate by 45, and we add it to our stage. Easy peasy. Okay, so here you see that the image is rotated along this dot here. So the image should be here, but it's actually rotating like this. Why? Because the rotation, the center of rotation is by default bottom left. So we're going to put it at the middle of the image. Okay. So to do that, we're going to use set origin to set the rotation dot. Okay. So we are going to put it in the middle on the x-axis, and in the middle here. Okay, and now if we run this again, okay, so now we can see that the image is rotated to the middle of the texture. Okay, using the set origin. Now let's do the same thing, but we're going to change the size. Okay, so we're going to create a new image. Based on the same texture. Okay, and we are going to divide the texture, the image size by 2. So instead of, we're going to take the texture width divided by 2, and texture 8 divided by 2, and we are going to set it to the bottom left. So bottom left, so basically a third and a third. Okay, and now we can just add image 3. Easy peasy. Okay, and that's how you get the same image divided by 2 in terms of size. And now the last one is we're gonna get an image with repeating texture. So basically we want that texture to be repeated, and you see that it's mirrored. So this circle, a quarter of a circle here, we wanted to make a full circle. We're not going to repeat, use the same image and image. LibGDX does that for you. How are we going to do that? Let's find out. First of all, we're going to set the texture to wrap. Basically, that each, so on the X element, so here it takes 2 parameters, U and V. So basically what we want to say here is that mirror repeat, here we go. So what that's on the X, it will repeat using mirror. It's not going to replicate itself, it's going to mirror itself, okay? And we're going to do the same thing using the Y angle. Okay, so now we've done that, we're going to create a texture region. So basically this texture region is going to be based on the texture. He's going to use the texture as input. Okay, but that texture region is actually going to be starting from 0 and 0 in terms of x and y, but in terms of width it's going to be 8 times the texture width, and in terms of 8 it's going to be 2 times the texture 8. So basically this texture region is going to use that texture and repeat it 8 times on the x and 2 times on the y. Okay, and it's going to repeat out using the mirror repeat on the edges. Okay, so now instead of creating my image based on my texture, I'm going to use my texture region. And since my texture region is actually much bigger than my initial texture, it's 8 by 2 times, we're going to change the size to make it a little smaller. So let's say 200 by 100. And then we are going to set the position at the bottom right. So bottom right means 2/3 and 1/3. There you go. And that's it. Now I can just add my image to my stage. And if I compile, okay, so if I compile, I see that it's actually not as I want it to be, because here I have just mirrored it twice. I want to mirror it 4 times. There we go. There we go. So now we have the same texture, 8 by 4. Okay, and that's it. That's how you create. You do some simple image manipulation with LibGDX using the Sen2D. See you again for more tutorials on LibGDX.